Okay, my name is Raymond Peter, and my title is Managing Director for BSM Singapore. BSM Singapore sees Singapore as a very important location. As far as you can see, there's many stakeholders here which make critical information flow, which is important for us. We have stakeholders like the oil majors, stakeholders like the banks. Now it's the Maritime Centre for arbitration. We see Singapore flag as a friendly flag, and they encourage, MPA, PSA encourage Singapore flag registration, which helps ship owners as well as ship management companies. We can get very quick information. As you can see, many of the conferences being held here, which are very maritime focused. And I think it's very, very important that we stay focused as a company and we meet the needs of the customers around here, which is so key to a successful ship management company. BSM Singapore is diversified in their way they bring about meeting the needs of the various stakeholders by managing vessels like gas, containers, bulk carriers, tankers. We have a variety of tankers that we manage, which are chemical, product and crude tankers, and just recently over the past 2 years we've added a fleet of asphalt tankers, and we have seen as one of the key asphalt tanker managers in this region. I think that's important that we bring about a diversification of fleet, and also because of the fleet team itself who are involved, we have the various kind of experiences throughout the fleet. Gas carrier, as you can see, has been the bloodline of BSM and BS from the early 1950s. We go way back 50, 60 years, and I think the key important factor of BSM and BS to contribute to industry committees like SICTO, Intertanko Gas, and being a very important key leadership where we play roles like David Furnival leading up with being the chairman of SICTO for many years now. People like Chris Lucas who can speak into the gas rules and the ability for us to look at the changes and look at practical changes which will bring about the safety of the crew for such operations. I think that is key. And being in leadership positions, I think this is what we bring to our stakeholders and to our owners, who then can in return benefit from safety of operations. I think that is important. And as you know, now from gas, from LPG, VLGCs, now there's a big move into LNG as bunker operations, looking at LNG as a fuel for non-tanker vessels, and we are also in the spearhead of moving into this operations and looking at what is best fit for purpose for the owners. I think it was a very interesting journey for me. I've been handling the operations for about close to 100 vessels, and coming into the shoes of being the MD and being the man in charge, I think was a very interesting curve for me, and I would not have been able to function without the support of my team and also my support from my peer group, as well as also the superiors that I serve, who have been very, very supportive. When I took over BSM Singapore, first I looked at the structure itself within BSM Singapore to make it fit for purpose. As you can see, the only thing which is constant around us is change, and the ability for us to be agile, the ability for us to be ready to make the positive changes. We had to look at the people that work for us. We had to make some structural change within the organization which were positive, and then communicating that change within the organization. What I try to do here is meet up with my team every week. We have town hall sections every month. I think that's important to communicate and to reiterate the values and the vision of the company. I think it's important that everyone within the team, even to the tea lady, understands what we do. And I think it's important that everyone comes together as a team. There's individual goals, but also the team comes together to work together to make BSM successful. And more so with the changes coming ahead, as you can see, the challenges ahead and what is happening in the maritime industry, consolidation and people coming together. I think having a robust team, ability to make changes quickly, to be agile, to move with the flow of the tide, it's important. I think with the increase, it's always important to close your back doors. The importance of closing the back door, I will a little bit clarify, is ability for us to make sure that we have customers who are happy. It's no use just increasing the business and we find customers who have been loyal to BSM who are unhappy. I think it's important to have a robust team, like I said earlier, but at the same time, as we increase the number of vessels, we have to do it in a very measured and a very calculated way so that we grow not too far and not too fast that we have unhappy customers. Because in today's environment, like I said, stakeholders like owners that we have who have been with us for 20, 30 years, new owners who come in, we have owners with varied number of vessels, owners who are from Europe, owners from Asia, different cultures that we have to meet, and the challenges that we have to bring to the table, and to be able to mitigate the challenges early on, to be able to bring about a quick solution, that is important. So I believe that a measured growth is important to keep the clients which we have over the years happy. That is so important. The new challenges, I would say, would be a whole new economy within shipping as we look forward. And the next few years will start to change the way we hire people, the way we train people. Like I said earlier, the ship management is governed by systems, by procedures, and by people. I always believe that it's like a three-legged stool, but I think now I want to add a fourth leg, which is data analysis. As we see this moving forward, there's so much of challenges in shipping. There's so much of interesting challenges. People are talking about autonomous ship, people are talking about sulfur cap, people are talking about water ballast treatment systems. And as you start to move on, the bar can be growing higher and higher. So some of the ship owners who are in the supply chain of this whole business are wondering, what next? What next? What next? So at times, it comes back again to the efficiency of the people. Like I said earlier, we are risk managers. The ability for us to manage the risk for the owner, the ability for us to see what's coming in the horizon. And I think it's important for us to hire the right people, the people who are there, who are not just engineers or master mariners, but the ability for them to be able to understand technology. As we are faced with it, we cannot go away from it. So we don't know what's going to happen in the next 5 years. So that's why it's important for a manager to be able to be agile, to be able to be humble enough to say, yes, we need a collaborative kind of industry where there's sharing of information, there's many stakeholders out there, and we can't do this alone. So we need to be able to share information, to be collaborative, to be able to bring about the solutions in a timely manner.